Hello class, it's me Sir Michael and welcome back to my channel at nandito na naman tayo para sa isa na namang video tutorials sa mga lessons ng mathematics. And for today's video, ang pag-uusapan natin is all about the lessons for the second week of quarter number 2 in mathematics number 7. So in this video, I will be discussing all the competencies under the second week of mathematics 7. So let us first know what are the competencies to be discussed. So the competencies to be discussed is number 1, to translate English phrases to mathematical phrases and vice versa, illustrate and differentiates different terms in algebra. So a sub a raised to n, where n is a positive integer, constant and variables, literal coefficient and numerical coefficients, algebraic expressions, terms and polynomials, number of terms, degree of the term and degree of the polynomial, and also we are going to evaluate algebraic expressions for given values of the variable. So these are all the competencies to be discussed in this video. So in mathematics, there is a term that we call algebraic expressions. So in mathematics, you cannot do away with symbols. Mathematical word problems cannot be solved unless you translate it into symbols. Symbols used for operations are called operational symbols, while symbols used to determine relation between quantities are called relational symbols. So napaka-importante na magawa natin or mai-convert natin yung isang phrase into mathematical phrases for us to solve such problem. Ano po? So that's why in this video, ituturo natin kung paano tayo mag-change ng English phrase into mathematical phrase. So in changing or translating English phrase into mathematical phrase or vice versa, there are these operational symbols and the words associated to these symbols. So para malaman natin na ganito pala yung gagamitin kapag ganito yung word na ginamit. So for the operational symbol, which is yung plus or yung addition, the words associated to are plus, add, increase by, more than, sum of. So these are some of the words that shows addition. So ibig sabihin kapag nakakita kayo ng mga ganitong word in an English phrase, alam na natin na ang operation niya ay addition. Then sa minus sign naman or sa subtraction, we have the minus, subtract from, decrease by, diminish, differ. So these are the word associated to the symbol. Kapag nakakita kayo ng mga ganyang word, that means subtraction or minus. And also we have the multiplication sign, such as x or yung parenthesis, and then we also have the dot. So pwede po yan. But in this case, in this lesson algebraic expression, hindi na natin gagamitin yung x as multiplication sign. So it's either parenthesis or dot na lang yung gagamitin natin kasi meron na tayong mga term na gagamitin, lalong-lalo na yung x, hindi na natin siya pwedeng gamitin kasi meron na siyang gamit within this lesson. So sa multiplication naman, the words associated are multiply, multiplied by, the product of, times. So no symbol between variables means multiplication. So ano pong ibig sabihin nun? Kapag kayong dalawang variable ay magkatabi, ang kanyang operation ay multiplication kahit walang nakalagay na parenthesis or dot, basta magkatabi sila, that is multiplication. Then sa division naman, we have the division symbol, of course, and we have also the yung anong tawag dito? Yung bar. So we have the words related to it are the divide, quotient, ratio. So these are the words that shows division. Sa involution naman or sa exponents, the words associated are raise to the power of, squared, cube, and evolution is the radical sign. So we use this radical sign, yung square root. So nth roots where n is any positive integer. So for example, the square root. So ibig sabihin ang n niya ay 2, tapos third root ang n niya ay 3, something like that. So these are the different words associated to each operational symbols na gagamitin natin in translating mathematical to verbal phrases and vice versa. So let us try to translate this set of English phrases to mathematical phrase. So for example, we have the English phrase 3 subtracted from thrice a number y. So in this given problem, the words associated or the keyword in this given is subtracted. So since subtracted siya, ibig sabihin ang gagamitin nating operation ay subtraction or yung minus. But how are we going to translate this into English, into mathematical phrase? So since the words or the word is subtracted from, ibig sabihin, this one will be the first term in the given. Thrice a number y. So pag sinabi natin thrice a number y, ibig sabihin, yung y natin is the given number, and also we have thrice, which means 3. So that will be 3 times y, and then subtracted from 3, that means 3 times y minus 3. So, ayan po yung kanyang mathematical phrase na 3 subtracted from thrice a number, that is 3y minus 3. Yung thrice a number natin is 3y, and then yung subtracted from, dahil nga ibabawas siya, kaya naging 3y minus 3. Now, the second example is the difference between a number m and 1. So, we have here the word difference. So, difference is the word associated to subtraction. So, again, subtraction pa rin siya. Ang given natin is a number m and 1. So, we are going to translate this difference between m and 1. So, that would be m minus 1. So, ganun lang yun. And the next is 5 times the sum of a number a and 6. So, here we have two kinds or two words associated to two operations. The first one is times, and the second one is sum. Now, in this problem, as you can see, it tells us that 5 will be multiplied to a number and 6. So 5 times the sum of a number and 6. So that would be 5 times, so again, pwede natin gamitin as symbol yung parenthesis. A plus 6 is the sum of a number a and 6. Kaya naging 5 times a plus 6. So that will be our mathematical phrase. And the last one will be twice the sum of 5 and a number x. So again, twice, ibig sabihin, that means multiplied by 2. So twice the sum of 5 and a number x. So ibig sabihin, that would be 2 times 5 plus x. So, ayun lang po yun. So, twice the sum. So, this one is twice, and then the sum of a number x is 5 plus x. So, ganun lang yun. Mag-convert tayo ng English phrase to mathematical phrase. So, tandaan lang po natin yung mga words associated sa ating operational symbol, and then we will come up with the mathematical phrase. And that is how you convert or translate English phrases into mathematical phrases. Now, let us have the vice versa, or we're going to translate mathematical phrases into English phrases. So, in this case, meron tayong isang given, and then we can come up with different English phrase kasi marami tayong words associated with operational symbols. So, pwede tayong mag-come up into different English phrase given that meron lang tayong isang mathematical phrase. So, let's say, for example, we have 3a minus 1. So, 3a minus 1 is alam natin that this one is multiplication kasi siya ay magkadikit. Remember, kapag ang dalawang variable ay magkadikit, that is multiplication. And then we have the minus sign, which is subtraction. Ano po? So, ano-ano ba yung mga words associated with multiplication? So, that is times, the product of, and then sa subtraction naman, we have the difference, subtracted from. So, we can come up with different English phrases given that we have only this 3a minus 1 as mathematical phrases. So, the first one is thrice a number a subtracted by 1. So, pwede po yan. Yung thrice a number a is 3a, subtracted by 1 is minus 1. So, pwede po yan. And the next is the difference between 3 times a number a and 1. So, yung difference natin, alam natin na siya ay sa subtraction. So, pwede rin po yan. Then, we also have 1 less than the product of 3 and a. So, 1 less than, ibig sabihin, babawasan natin ng 1 yung product ng 3 and a. Kaya siya naging ganyan, naging 3a minus 1. And also, we have 1 subtracted from thrice a number a. So, ayan po. So, these are some of the example that we can translate these mathematical phrases into English phrases. So, 4 lang po yan, pero there are more English phrases na pwede natin gawin given that this equation. Ano? So, marami pa yan. As long as gagamitin natin yung mga words associated, pwede po yan. But, I will be giving these examples. Ano po? So, next one is 5 plus 3b. So 5 plus 3b again. So meron tayo ditong dalawang operation, that the first one is addition and this one is 3b is multiplication. Ayan. So these are the operations. So ano-ano yung mga possible English phrase na pwede nating magawa dito sa ating equation. So the first one is the sum of 5 and thrice a number b. Okay, so yung 5, yung sum natin is for addition, and then yung thrice a number b is 3b. Okay, kaya siya naging the sum of 5 and thrice a number b. So pwede po yan. And then another is the sum of 5 and the product of 3 and a number b. So same pa rin, the sum of 5 and the product. So ibig sabihin, i-multiply lang natin yung 3 at saka b, kaya magiging 3b. Okay, so that will be 5 plus 3b. Then another one, we have 5 increased by the product of 3a and b. So yung 5 daw magi-increase sa product ng 3b or ng 3 and b, kaya magiging 5 plus 3b. So yun po. And then 5 more than the product of 3 and b. Okay, so ayan din po, pwede rin po yan. So since yung more than is associated with addition, so pwede po yan. So increase by, more than, and then sum, and then also we have more words associated with addition, so pwede pa rin natin siyang gamitin. But I will be giving this 4 as an example to translate this mathematical phrase into English phrases. So ganun po. So hindi ibig sabihin na kapag ka nag-translate kayo ng isang English phrase into mathematical phrase is isa lang yung magiging sagot, pero kapag ka kinonvert nyo or tinranslate nyo yung mathematical phrase into English phrase, hindi lang isa yung sagot. So maaaring maraming mga sagot, let's say 4 to 5 or more. So pwede po yun as long as yung inyong word na gagamitin is associated with the operations na involved doon sa ating mathematical phrase. So possible na maraming sagot. But if you have choices, piliin nyo yung pinakang malapit. Na po? So that is how you translate mathematical phrase to English phrases. Now, so we have here the terms in algebraic expressions. So these are separated by plus or minus signs. So when the operations between variables or variable and number is multiplication or division, it is considered as one term only. So ibig sabihin daw, malalaman natin kung ilan yung term ng isang algebraic expression based on the operations addition and subtraction. So hindi natin pwedeng isama sa bilang yung mga terms na kung saan ang operation niya ay multiplication and division. Ano ba yung ibig kong sabihin? Kanina pa natin binabanggit dito yung word na variable. So ano po ba yung sinasabi natin na variables or variable dito sa ating algebraic expression? So algebraic expressions are named according to the number of terms. Okay, so the first one is monomial. This is an algebraic expression with one term. And then we have the binomial, which has an expression with 2 terms, and the trinomial, which has 3 terms, and multinomial or polynomial, which has more than 3 terms. So these are the different kind of algebraic expressions with regards to the number of terms. So isa-isahin natin ano ba yung monomial, ano ba yung binomial, at ano ba yung mga example ng trinomial and then multinomial. So of course, the first one is monomial. So kailan natin masasabi na ang isang given ay monomial? So, given that, the expression, pwede nating sabihin ng monomial, sabi nga kanina, ang monomial ay isang term lang. So, let's say for example, we have 4. This is an example of a monomial. So, we can also have negative 5. Again, this is an example of monomial. Pwede rin naman na negative at 3x, pwede rin po yan. So, isa lang yan, 3 and x. Pag magkatabi sila, that means isa lang yung bilang niya. Pwede rin 2xy, pwede rin po yan. So, pwede rin naman na x, y, z. So, as long as magkakadikit sila and their operation is multiplication, it is considered as one term. Na po, so pwede rin naman na x, y over z. So, isang term pa rin yan kasi wala naman tayong nakikitang addition and subtraction. So, malalaman nyo kung madadagdagan siya ng term kapag meron na kayong nakitang addition and subtraction. But in this case, wala namang addition and subtraction. So, that is considered monomial. So, pwede rin na gawin natin is a squared, b squared, c squared. So, this one is also a monomial since wala pa ring plus or minus na nakalagay dyan. So, that is considered as monomial. So, these are examples of monomial. As long as wala kayong nakikitang addition and subtraction between them, that means isang term lang yun. Kahit ilang letter pa yung magkakadikit, as long as walang addition and subtraction, na nasa pagitan nila, that is considered as one term. Okay? So next one is the binomial. So ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na merong addition and subtraction. Halimbawa, we have x plus y, 1. So this is an example of binomial kasi meron na ditong meron na tayong operation na addition. Okay po. So this one is the addition symbol. Ayan po. So kapag nakakita kayo niyan, dito na magsisimula yung bilang natin. So magkakaroon na tayo ng dalawang terms, yung x at saka yung 1. Kasi sineseparate siya ng addition. So ano pa yung ibang example ng binomial? Let's say x minus 1. So dalawa pa rin yan kasi meron tayong minus dito. So yung ating term ay mabibilang natin kapag meron ng mga addition and subtraction. So yan nga po yung example, x plus 1, x minus 1. So ano pa yung another example? We have xy plus let's say 3. Okay, so separated by plus. So meron tayong dalawang term dyan, x, y, and 3. So dalawa yan, kaya siya tinawag na binomial. And we can also have x squared y minus x. So dalawa pa rin yan kasi meron tayo ditong subtraction symbol. Ayan. So dalawa yung term natin, yung x squared y at saka x. So ganyan lang kayo mag-identify kung ilan yung number of terms. Tignan nyo lamang yung operation symbol na addition and subtraction. Kapag meron kayo nakitang ganun, that is the time na magbibilang na kayo ng term. Kasi siya ay separated na. As hindi katulad nung kanina na walang plus or minus, they are all monomials. But in this case, meron na siyang addition and subtraction, kaya naging dalawa na siya. So pwede rin naman na x squared y over z plus xy squared over z. So, pwede rin yan. Okay? Dahil meron tayo ditong addition, dalawang term pa rin siya. That is why it is called binomial. Kasi nga, dalawang terms. So, that is binomial. Next one is a trinomial. So, syempre, pag sinabi nating trinomial, tatlo na yung terms. So, example niyan is yung 4x to the 5th power plus 3y or 3x or 3y na rin plus 5z. Ayan, so meron tayo ditong dalawang addition. So, ang terms natin ay 1, 2, 3. So, tatlo yung terms natin. No? So, ganun po magbilang. Okay, another example is 3a minus 2b plus 5. So, again, meron tayong dalawang symbol dito. Itong minus at saka itong add. So, there will be 3 terms. That is 3a, 2b, and 5. So, ayan po. So, tatlo yung terms natin. That is why it is called trinomial. Kasi nga, from the word tri, tatlo. So, that is a trinomial. Tatlong term po yan. So, another example is 4x minus 2y plus 5. Again, so this is an example of trinomial kasi tatlo siya. 4x, 2y, and 5. So, ayan po yung ganyan mo bilang ng trinomial. Tignan niyo lamang yung mga operation symbol. So, next is a multinomial or polynomial. So, this one is an expression that is more than 3 terms. So, pag-apat na. So, paano po yun? So, let's say, for example, we have x to the 3rd power plus x squared plus x plus 3. So, meron na tayong apat na terms dyan. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. So, that is a multinomial or a polynomial. And then, we can also have ab minus a squared b plus ab squared plus a squared b squared. So, this one is a multinomial dahil meron tayong apat na term, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, ganun lang, magbilang kung ilang term ang ating polynomial. And we can determine that dahil lang dito sa kanyang operation na addition, subtraction. So, yan yung mag-i-indicate ng kanilang term. So, that is a multinomial or polynomial. So, next one is the degree of an algebraic expression. It is the highest exponent of an expression with one variable or the highest sum of the exponents of the variables in a term of the expressions. So, we have the constant of the algebraic expressions. It is a number with fixed value. And a variable is a letter which represents a number. So, kanina pa natin nababanggit yung variable. So, pag sinabi nating variable, this is a letter. So, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina dun sa naunang part, na hindi na natin pwedeng gamitin yung x as multiplication symbol kasi x now represents a number kasi siya ay variable na. Kasi nga, ang variable ay letters. Ano po? So, tandaan natin, ang variable ay letters. At ang x ay letter. Siyempre, we cannot use it as a multiplication symbol in this particular topic. Kasi ang x na ay magiging variable. So, hindi na siya pwedeng maging multiplication symbol. So, tandaan, ang constant ay yung term in the expression na number lang. Ang variable ay yung mga letters na ginamit sa isang algebraic expression. And yung degree naman is, dalawa yung case niya. Una, kapag one variable lang yung ginamit, it is the highest exponent. Pero kapag maraming variable yung ginamit, i-add natin lahat ng exponent sa isang term at kung ano yung pinakamataas, yun ang magiging degree. So, bibigay tayo ng example in this next slide. So, let us say we have to identify this given. So, we have the different algebraic expressions. So, we are going to identify the number of terms, the type and kind, the variables, the degree, and the constant. So, now, yung number of terms, tinuro natin to kanina, bilangin lang natin kung ilang yung terms. So, in this case, meron tayong tatlong terms kasi we have 7x, and then we have here, and then we also have this one. So there will be 3 terms. And what kind of of algebraic expression has 3 terms? That is a trinomial. Ayan. And the variables used in this case, since ang variable na ginamit ay x, so that will be the variable. X lang kasi x lang yung ginamit. So, paano naman natin ma-identify yung degree? Since isa lang yung variable na ginamit, titignan lang natin kung ano yung pinakamataas na exponent. And in this case, yung exponent natin is yung nasa taas. In this case, ang pinakamataas na exponent ay 3. So, that means the degree is 3. At yung constant natin is yung number lang. So, in this case, ang constant natin ay negative 17. Kasi meron siyang minus 17. So, kasama po yung operation or yung minus. Ano po? So, minus 17. Sir, bakit po hindi naging constant yung 7x at yung 7 at saka 4? Parehas lang naman silang number. So, in this case, 7x, this one is a term. So, this one is a, what do you call this? This one is a term of an algebraic expression at kapag may magkasamang variable at number, iba po yung tawag sa kanila. So, yung variable natin dito, ang tawag sa kanya ay literal coefficient. Literal coefficient. And then, yung number na kasama niya, that is the numerical coefficient. So, hindi po siya constant. Ang tawag sa kanya ay numerical coefficient. So, kapag ang number ay may kasamang variable, ang tawag sa kanila ay coefficient. Yung number is the numerical coefficient, ang letter or yung variable is the literal coefficient. Ano po? So, palagi po nating tatandaan. So, hindi pwede maging constant yung 7 kasi siya ay numerical coefficient. Okay? Ang constant po natin is yung number lang or wala siyang kasamang variable. So, in the case na kapag wala kayong nakitang constant na nakalagay, that means 0 yung ilalagay nyo as constant. So, let's have the second example. So, in this case, bilangin lang natin kung ilan yung terms. So, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, meron tayong 4 terms and that means this is a multinomial or a polynomial. Polynomial. And the variables used in this case is A or R, A, B, and C. Kasi tatlo yung letter na ginamit. So, ano yung degree? So, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na kapag more than 1 yung ginamit na variable, kukunin natin ang sum nung kanilang exponent. So, dito sa ating unang term na 3abc squared, so 3abc squared, ang mga exponent niya, pag walang nakalagay na exponent, that means 1. So, may 1 yan sa taas, may 1 din siya sa taas. So, pag inad natin lahat ng exponent, 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 4. Then, we have also a squared, b, c squared. So, pag walang nakalagay na exponent, may 1. So, 2 plus 1 plus 2 is 5. And then, we also have a, b, and c. So, may mga exponent yan na 1. Ang sagot niya, pag pinag-add natin lahat yan, is 3. So, ang pinakamataas na sum ay 5. That's why this is the degree. Ano po? So, yung ganun lang po yun. Pag maraming variable ang ginamit, kunin nyo lamang yung sum ng kanilang exponents and then kung ano yung pinakamataas, yun yung magiging degree. And in this case, 5 yung pinakamataas, kaya 5 yung ating degree. And the constant, of course, is positive 2. So, 2 lang ilalagay natin kasi siya yung walang kasamang variable. Okay? So, next one is the third example. So, in this case, bilangin natin kung ilan yung terms. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, there are 5 terms. And of course, siya ay multinomial. Multinomial. And the variables used in this algebraic expression is x, kasi isa lang naman yung ginamit. The degree is the highest exponent, which is 4. And the constant is positive 1. And also we have here, so 3xyz. So ang ating pong terms or number of terms is or are 1 and 2. So meron tayong dalawang terms and that is a binomial. And then ang ating variable na ginamit is x, y, z. So ang ating degree, since ito lang naman yung term na mayroong mga variable, add na lang natin yung mga exponent. So since walang nakalagay dito, may automatic yan, mayroong 1. So 1, 1. And then add lang natin yung mga exponent. 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 4. That is the degree. Okay? Ito, add lang natin to. Ang sagot dito ay 4. Then ang ating constant ay yung positive 12. And then for the last one, we have 14. So this is also an algebraic expression. So 14, so number of terms, siyempre isa lang yan. So we have here monomial kasi isa lang naman siya. And then we have the variables. So wala naman tayong variable na ginamit. So lalaktawan lang natin siya. And then the degree of the polynomial, since wala nga tayong variable na ginamit, ibig sabihin ang degree natin ay 0. Kapag walang ginamit na variable, ang degree natin ay 0. Okay? And then for the constant, syempre that is 14 kasi siya lang naman yung given natin. And that is how you identify the variable, the degree, and the constant in a given expression. So, tignan nyo lang mabuti kung ano yung mga dapat tandaan. Una, ang variables ay yung mga letter. Ang degree ay yung pinakamataas na exponent kapag isa lang yung ginamit na variable. Kapag naman marami yung variable na ginamit, i-add nyo lang lahat ng exponent at kung ano yung pinakamataas, yun ang magiging degree. And the constant is the term na walang kasamang variable or ito yung number lang na walang kasamang variable. That is the constant. Okay? So, let us proceed. I hope nakakasunod po lahat. So, the next one is to evaluate algebraic expression. So, an expression can have a value if you replace the variable with a number and perform the operations involved. So, ano po yung ibig sabihin nito? So, in evaluating algebraic expression, hahanapan natin ng value yung isang expression by giving a certain value to the variable na nakalagay doon sa expression. So, ano po yung ibig sabihin nun? So, let's say, for example, we have here, evaluate 3a minus 2b plus 5 when a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 4. So, yung given nating expression is 3a minus 2b plus 5. Ang binigay na value ng a ay 2. Ang b natin ay 4. So, what are we going to do is we're going to substitute this value to the expression, or yung a papalitan natin ng 2, yung b papalitan natin ng 4. So, what will happen is that magiging ano siya, 3 times, ano yung value ng a? The value of a is 2. So, papalitan natin yung a ng 2 minus 2 times the value of b. The value of b is 4. So, palitan natin yung b ng 4. And then, we have plus 5. Then we're gonna proceed with the PEMDAS rule or the GEMDAS rule, which we're going to follow the rules on operation. Ano po? So in this case, simplify muna natin yung mga operation na multiplication or yung mga nasa parenthesis kung meron. But in this case, unahin natin yung multiplication. So 3 times 2 is 6, and then negative 2 times 4 is negative 8, then plus 5. And then we're going to simplify. So, pwede nating unahin to. 6 minus 8. So, that is negative 2 plus 5. And negative 2 plus 5 is 3. Therefore, the value of the given expression is positive 3. Ito na yung sagot natin dito sa ating evaluation. When a is 2 and b is equal to 4. So, ganun lang po yun. Pag-evaluate ng algebraic expression, just substitute the given values to the expression. Lahat ng variable, papalitan natin nung ibinigay na value sa kanya. Let's have another example. So, let's say we have 4 times x minus 3 plus 3 times x plus 2 when x is equal to 5. So, that means lahat ng x papalitan natin ng 5 kasi ang binigay na value sa kanya ay 5. So, what will happen is that magiging 4 times yung ating value ng x ay 5. So, papalitan natin yung x ng 5. And then, plus 3 times, same procedure, yung x natin ay 5. So, palitan natin ng 5. Then, simplifying, following the GEMDAS rule. So, unahin natin yung nasa loob ng parenthesis. So, that will be 4 times 5 minus 3 is 2. Plus 3. 5 plus 2 is 7. And then, simplify. We have 4 times 2, that is 8. Plus 3 times 7, that is 21, and 8 plus 21 is 29, and that is the value of our expression. Okay, so that I think this is the last example. So last example, we have 8xy plus 3yz minus 12. Find the evaluate when x is equal to 1, y is equal to negative 1, and z is equal to 2. So lahat ng variable papalitan natin ng given na binigay dito. So what will happen is that magiging 8 times ang x natin ay 1, ang y natin ay negative 1, plus 3, and then substitute the value, ang y natin ay negative 1, ang z ay positive 2. Then minus 12. And then simplify. So we have 8 times 1 times negative 1 is negative 8. Then we have 3 times negative 1 is negative 3 times 2 is negative 6, and then minus 12. So since pare-parehas naman silang negative, add na lang natin siya, and it will result to negative 26. And this is our value of the expression. So ganyan lang po mag-evaluate ng algebraic expression. You just substitute and then follow the GEMDAS rule to come up with the value of the expression. And that is all for the second week of Mathematics 7, quarter 2, week number 2. Thank you.